Bisson, and I'm putting together a rhythm and blues band. I think for this album there's a lot of influences, obviously in rhythm and blues as well as in straight up blues. In the rhythm and blues section, I mean a lot of the classics, Wilson Pickett, Otis Redding came in a lot. The Commitments were a big influence, as well as Betty LaVette. As well as the Blues Brothers, so I think that comes through a lot. On the blues sense, that feel, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Albert King, so I think you hear that a lot in the mix. The process, I think, is different. When it comes to songwriting, I think it's different for everybody. Sometimes you get a song and you can write the whole thing out in a couple of minutes. Another time maybe it takes a little bit longer as it's kind of going through. But for this stuff, I was just listening to different styles of music, and it was usually the kind of music I was listening to at the time, and the songs would come. So I wouldn't say there's one set process that kind of goes through. I think it depends on the time, depends on how I'm feeling, that kind of thing. But once that's done, then we have something that sounds pretty good. Then I'll write it out and I'll put it together with a band. It's a great way to test out the songs, because if you play it, mix it in with your regular set, with some of the greats, and people are still dancing along to it, then you've got something that's half decent. If not, then it's back to the drawing board. Because you can always write something, but you never really know if it's good until people you don't know, or you put it in that context and people are dancing to it and seeming to having a good time. And sometimes people come up and say, "Oh, I really like that song," and they don't know it's an original tune. So that helps. That kind of secures it and says, "Okay, this is something that should work." So what I do is I basically write the song, I arrange everything all together, then I bring it to Dan. In this album he helped orchestrate it, which just basically means if I need more horns, he's putting them in. As well as what we do what's called a mock-up, which means we kind of a MIDI file of the songs, which we can send to the musicians so they can listen to it before they record. We can hear more or less what it's going to sound like. Obviously it's not going to sound as good as actual musicians, but we can have an idea of what it sounds like. It makes the process a lot better. The whole album only took 2 days to record the whole thing, and a big reason that it only took 2 days is because we're able to organize and write out the music. So having Dan was really great to help orchestrate it. If it sounds half decent on the computer, then it's going to sound that much better when you go live.
Treating me this way. I said, what's the matter, baby? Why treating me this way? Well, I give you hugs and kisses and love you every day. She said you took it to my baby, I think you might be doing me wrong. She says that you're good, I think you might be doing me wrong. Well, I find out I'm right, just go and sit full there.
So we just have an all-star kind of band put together, and what made this really easy too is that even though these guys are so good, they're just the nicest guys in the world, and they're so helpful to kind of put the whole thing together, and they're very involved in the making of it, and just really making sure that it was as best as it could, going back in the studio, making sure everything was the way I liked it, and it's just so refreshing to work with musicians like that. So I owe a lot to their involvement in the making of the CD. Really made it come to life. A lot of people have definitions for success. Some people think that being successful means you have to be famous, be on magazines and that kind of thing, or make lots of money and have millions of dollars and live in mansions. But I think when it comes to success, it's where you are when you're happy. So success to me is just playing music I enjoy playing with people I enjoy playing with, and being able to do this for a living. The purpose for this obviously is to make good music and have a lot of fun with it. But after that, there's the purpose is also to help people. I think, you know, I've been blessed with a lot of stuff in my life, and I think there's a chance to kind of give back a little bit. So that's why with the CD, every CD that's sold, a portion of that goes to help different charities and organizations, whether it's ones here in the country or third world countries. You know, I think it's just important to give back, because, you know, I'm lucky enough to live in a country where I can do what I love to do. So, you know, the least I feel I can do is to help others. And using the CD and giving some of the money, some of the proceeds to it, to less fortunate people, I think just makes sense.
Well, I've never been fooled by love before. Every girl until now isn't worth waiting for. You done something to my baby, lady, just can't believe. Got me holding you tight and want to never leave. Now I got this feeling never felt before. I know it's I want more. Hooked on love. Oh yeah, baby. Well, my friends trying to tell me that you were so wrong. Oh, but I hadn't planned on hanging around so long. Figure you were just like all the other girls. Instead you became my entire world. Now I got this feeling never felt before. I know it's I want more. Hooked on love. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, hooked on love. Oh yeah, baby. Here we go. Finished. That's how it's done. That's how it's done.
Nice.